When we take derivative of a single variable function, then we get f prime. And if we do it again, we get second derivative, which is just f prime prime. However, if we have a multi-variable function, then we see that I can take derivative of this with respect to x and get f sub x, or we can take derivative with respect to y and get f sub y. So what that means is, if I want to find second derivative of this guy, I can take derivative with respect to x and y to each of this first partial derivative. So what that means is, I'm gonna have 4 second partial derivative this time. I can take derivative with respect to x and then do it again. So I'm gonna get f sub x and then sub another x. So I'm gonna get f xx here. I can take derivative with respect to x first and then do it again with respect to y. So I'm gonna get f sub x sub y. So I'm gonna get f x y here. I can do it with respect to y first and then do it again with x. So I'm gonna get f y x. That's gonna be what we have here. Or I can just take derivative with respect to y twice. So I'm gonna have f sub y and then sub another y and get f y y here. So let's kind of do that with this example here. This is actually a continuation of what we have from last time. So let me actually just copy and paste what we have from earlier. Okay, so this is what we have from the first partial derivative. So let me actually kind of rewrite this a little bit. My f sub x is gonna be just x inverse times y and then minus 24. And then my f sub y is gonna be just log x and then plus e to the y. And so, if I want to find f(x)(x), then I take derivative of this guy again with respect to x. So what I'm gonna get is x to the negative 1 would become negative 1 times x to the negative 2. I think of y as a number, so that just stay there. However, 24 here, this is just a number, so when I take derivative, it becomes 0. Or I could take derivative of this guy with respect to y and get f(x)(y). Now then, if I take derivative with respect to y, x inverse here would just stay there because this is just a number, and then the derivative of y is gonna be just 1, and then this 24 is number, so it's gone. Or I could take derivative of this guy with respect to x, so I'm gonna get f(y)(x). Now then, derivative of log of x is gonna be just 1 over x. But if I want to take derivative of e to the y with respect to x, then this e to the y is just a number, so it becomes 0. Or I could take derivative of this guy with respect to y again and get f(y)(y). Derivative of log x in this case would become 0, and derivative of e to the y is gonna be the same thing, e to the y. And now notice that the two purple derivatives that I have in the middle is actually the same thing. This is actually always the case. Whenever I take derivative twice, the order that I take derivative doesn't matter.